PFC Ray Smith from Laval captured 11 German soldiers and delivered them to battalion headquarters without firing a shot. By the way, Smith was unarmed at the time. Smith was a medical aide with the 7th Army and located somewhere in France. The Allies were advancing across Europe at a rapid pace, maybe too fast. Smith was returning to battalion headquarters from an area reportedly clear of enemy troops after administering first aid to an injured comrade near the front line. He was following the phone lines laying on the ground that connected headquarters with the front line outpost. It was starting to get light when rounded a bend in the road and found himself facing a squad of German soldiers on patrol.
They grabbed me and hustled me off the road and into a clearing where the officer leading the patrol produced a map and compass. The officer wanted me to point out the disposition of our troops in the area, so I made a big sweeping motion with my arms to indicate we were everywhere. I started to make noises that I hoped sounded like tanks, artillery, and automatic weapons fire. The enlisted men were nervous as cats anyhow, and when I kept plugging the idea that they were surrounded and cut off, they started jabbering to beat the band.
The officer was nervous too, and told the men to quiet down while he studied his map. Meanwhile, Smith reached into his pockets and pulled out cigarettes and chocolate bars.
They really went for the chocolate, and finally, in broken English, one of them asked if our POWs were given chocolate and cigarettes. I told him absolutely.
The German asked if the POWs were taken to New York.
Sure, I said. Everyone goes to New York.
While the Germans were explaining what he learned to his comrades, Smith began to size up the enemy squad and felt that they were losing their resolve. So, with a big smile, he began to take their rifles from them and stack them off to the side. There was no resistance from the enemy by this time.
I lined them up, showed them how to put their hands up on their heads, and we started up the road. As we neared headquarters, I started yelling who I was and what I had.
Smith here, bringing in
Even
prisoners.
so, some
Don't
joker
shoot.
took a shot in our direction, but he didn't hit anything, although it did make my prisoners real nervous, where I thought I might have had mutiny on my hands. Everything went okay, though.
Smith turned his prisoners over to the MPs and celebrated his adventure with his comrades.